Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's time we chat. It's been a long summer for me. It's been a very hard 3 months for me. Those of you who don't know, my name is Renee. This is Little Village Homestead. Welcome to my channel. Those of you who are new, those of you who don't know me very well, I lost my mother the 1st of May to a vicious cancer. Let me fix my chair. She fought it for 5 years. Bone cancer, brain cancer, and lung cancer. I hope you got your tea or your coffee or whatever, because we're just going to chat. I've got so much to talk to you about. That was a hard one. That was probably the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, was take care of my mother and watch her die, yet hold my composure. That was hard. So, it's all taken care of. We had a little memorial for her. Of course, she didn't want a big old funeral or nothing like that. She didn't even want it, an obituary. And so I didn't do one. I did everything according to her will. But she did want to have a little memorial for, her co-workers and her friends and us, immediate family. So we did that. That was, early in May after she passed. And May was just, I think May and June, I just kind of had to wrap my head around it. I waited for her to call me. It's the strangest thing. I can't explain it. The emotions that I went through, and I know many of you have told me that you've lost a parent or a loved one, a very close loved one. You're angry, you're upset, you're devastated, you cry, you want to scream, you want to beat the hell out of anything that's near you, all at the same time. And it's like, oh my goodness. Midway through June, I thought to myself, oh girl, you got to get it together, sister. You got to get moving. I remember my mother telling me, you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to mourn, and then you get your butt back to work. Well, that just kind of, I could hear her saying that afterwards. So, it's been rough. But anyway, I've been stocking my pantry. I planted my garden. Now, you all know that my greenhouse didn't do that well because I was taking care of my mother at the most important time of that season in April. So I did buy a lot of my plants from my Amish friends. And oh my goodness, the garden is beautiful this year. It just seems like it gets better every year. But I think this year, after, my mother passed, I just kept myself busy. And I was always in the garden, doing something. I just didn't sit idle. And I have got so much garden. Oh, my nose itches. Excuse me. I have got so much garden. My granddaughter says, Nana, how many beans did you grow? I said, I think too many. I think I planted way too much. I almost can't keep up with myself. I've planted so much. And it's just enormous and beautiful. I am getting so many vegetables. I've given a lot away. My neighbor, you remember when, those of you who are, been with me for a while, you remember when I helped Tracy can for her pantry. Well, now I'm helping my sweet neighbor can for her pantry, and we're just kind of going in halvesies on everything. Things that I don't grow, or I don't have enough of. But I've got so much. My market stand is loaded, and that, friends, is doing fantastic. That keeps me very busy. The garden, I just got tons. I've been giving it away. I've been canning a lot. I picked my I grew wax beans for the first time this year. I can't believe how much they've produced. I canned 9 pints the other morning, and that was just one picking. And it was just like a half a row. I didn't plant that many plants, but boy, are they producing. And my tomatoes are starting to come in, and oh my goodness, it's just, this garden is enormous. I grew head lettuce this year and romaine lettuce for the first time, and it did fantastic. And I couldn't, I couldn't choose it all myself, so I did sell quite a bit of it through the market stand, and it sold beautifully. Cabbage, same thing. Except this year, it's really strange. Last year, my green cabbage was just big and beautiful, and my red cabbage was small. Okay, this year it's just the opposite. My red cabbage was enormous. I mean, great, big, huge heads. And I did sell them in the market stand, where my green cabbage is like the size of maybe a big old softball. It just didn't get big this year. I have no idea. And then I was over at my Amish friend's house, and she's got a little market stand as well. And she had a big, beautiful red cabbage on her market stand. And then she had these little small softball-sized green cabbages. And I said, it's not just me, is it? I said, the cabbage, it just wasn't a good year for green cabbage, apparently. She says, no, Purchase didn't do well either. So, one of those times, every year you have something that just doesn't do well. The flowers that I planted around the tree, my mother always loved impatiens, and I planted them around my one tree out there from my mom. It did good on one side. The other side, I don't know. I think maybe I just need to soup that bed up a little bit, raise it up a little bit, and, so it's not so much on a slant. The chickens did good. We're going to be putting them in the big coop here tomorrow night. And they're getting too big. And, we don't have luck with turkeys. Well, we lost the other one. He just died. And no more. I won't get another turkey. I don't know what it is with turkeys. Poor Yum Yum and Yum Yum number 10, I think it was. And, French fry. No more. I do well with chickens. And my roosters, they get along. And they take care of those hens. They get along just fine. We've had a skunk out there. And boy, that little booger is tearing holes. He's digging holes in my yard. I don't know what to do. So maybe throw some mothballs throughout the yard. I opened the door the other morning. I was so mad at that skunk. She's stinking up the place, and she's strutting through my yard, digging up my flowers, digging in everything. And I was so mad, I just flung that door open, and I ran out there, and I scared the holy bejesus right out of her. And she ran across the street. She couldn't get across the street fast enough. And I'm screaming all the while, get out of here. And I'm just about chasing her. I haven't seen her since. I don't know. I must have scared her pretty good, or else she's being pretty sneaky at night. But, yeah, we got a problem with a skunk. And, boy, they can do some damage. The little cat I had, speaking of doing damage, the little chicken hawk. I did tell you, I remember telling you that I had to rehome her. Oh, she was just a little sweetie. But I had to rehome her. She's doing wonderful in her new home. They don't have chickens, of course, so, she's not going to do that. But boy, is she a huntress. Oh, she hunted everything. She started out with, there wasn't a mouse to be found. And then she went to the squirrels. And when the squirrels were gone, she was at the birds, and I mean to the point where she was up in the tree raiding the nest, okay? It's like, what are you doing? I got Freddy Krueger for a cat. And after that, she headed for the chickens, and it's like, oh no, you you're a good hunter, but you're just too much for me. I called her Freddy Krueger. Y'all remember that movie? Anyway, so I've been stocking my pantry. We've all noticed prices have gone up a little bit. I am a firm believer that we are in a recession. I don't want to say that too loud. I don't want to talk about that. I just want to say to you, just stock your pantries. Because the food is just slowly creeping up. and it's just going to continue. You know, it'll plateau. I mean, it'll reach a point where it flattens out and possibly starts coming back down again. But for right now, you know, just start stocking your pantry. Don't panic. This is what, the 5th recession that we've been in. I mean, I'm 56, and I think I've been in 4 of them in my life, 4 or 5. Maybe this is the 5th one, 6th one, somewhere in there. You know, you just got to tighten up your belt. That's all. You know, just make some changes, some even small changes. You know, and then you'd be able to afford that fuel, and it's coming down. I mean, at least it's in the right direction. It's not going up any higher. But I think I paid today was $4.05 a gallon. So it's starting to come down. It hit $5.80 here. I think $5.80. Yeah, it was pretty high, enough to make you want to just park the car and stay home. So anyway, I just, you know, I got my pantry stocked really good. And I did, in the month I didn't do a video. I did tell you I was going to do a video on my grocery haul. I didn't. I got busy with you know, estate work. So I think I spent, in 2 different hauls, I spent $300 total. And I got a lot of stuff. I really did get a lot of stuff. And I'm doing a lot of freeze drying. I did do the video on that with my, showing you my haul I did with my coupons from my nutrition class. That was fantastic. I love that class. Here I am, going on a tangent. That's all right. I'm just going to keep talking. Just hang with me, friends. You'll hear it all, you know. Helter skelter, but you'll hear it all. That class that I took, it was 6 weeks, 1 hour a week. And at the end of the week, at the end of the class, we wound up with $100 in coupons for free fruits and vegetables. Fresh, frozen, canned. It was $100 worth. So I already had gotten 40. I showed you that. So I've got 60 left. And they don't expire till the end of September. So I just hold out for sales. Because you know me, I don't buy it unless it's on sale. And then when it is on sale, I get it all. Just like I did the one with the 40. I bought a lot of the frozen vegetables. And I freeze dried every one of them. My poor freeze dryer has been on overdrive. I've been freeze drying everything. I haven't done complete meals yet. Not to say that I won't, but I think that I like the idea of freeze drying ingredients that you can make a quick meal with. I don't know if I want to freeze dry like lasagna or spaghetti. I mean, you could. But I'd rather freeze dry the sauce and, you know, the noodles. And noodles last long. You don't got to waste your freeze dryer on noodles. The rice is fantastic to freeze dry. I did that. It's almost gone. I've been using it. And that does wonderful. That's better than minute rice. But I've been doing a lot of freeze drying. I've been stocking my pantry to the hilt. My market stand is stocked to the hilt. I've been selling really good out of there. And I've been able to keep my prices a heck of a lot lower than even in the grocery store. So I've been able to, you know, pass that on, which is good. You know, not everybody around here can afford the price of groceries. It's really, some things are really unchanged. Others are through the roof. I mean, it used to be the farm fresh eggs were more expensive than were way more expensive than the store bought. Well, the store bought are way more expensive than the farm fresh. The store bought eggs up here are almost $4 a dozen, and I still sell my eggs for $3 a dozen. You know, even though my feed went up a couple dollars, or what is it, $1.50 a bag, I think, a 50-pound bag. I still am able to keep them at $3 and still, you know, make enough to help feed my chickens. So that's what I do. I didn't put that market stand out to get rich, because if I did, that would have been a waste of time. I put that market stand out so that I could help others through it. And it's done very well. I've been very blessed with that. So I'm happy about that. My camera, I'm using my Luminex. I'm learning how to use my new camera. I usually video with my phone, and you always have trouble with the lighting on it. This one looks a little red. I don't know if it's the light coming in because I moved the curtain, but it looks like my face looks a little red. No, I'm not sunburnt. It's just the lighting on this. Many of you have asked me, why is my pantry, isn't it a bad idea to store my food in my pantry with the, right in front of the window with the light coming in? Listen, friends, the only time that there's light coming in those windows is when I'm in here and I'm filming, or I'm cleaning, or I'm doing something. Otherwise, those curtains are shut, and it's quite dark in here. And being on this side of the house, I don't have my air conditioner yet because I've really been able to keep it fairly cool in here. I haven't had no lids pop either. So yeah, I keep it dark in here. I keep the curtains shut, and I got it all set up. I got new windows. That's another one. We put there was a lot of things that we wanted to do. Let me finish with the pantry. Oh my goodness. My mind's just going 100 miles an hour. So my food in here is always in the dark unless I'm in here. So please, but don't store your stuff in the heat and the light. Your stuff should be stored cool and dry. Okay? Okay. Why? So it lasts longer. It lasts the way it should. Back to my windows. In late May, there's been a lot of things that we have wanted to do with our house, and it's kind of was put on hold when my mother was diagnosed with cancer, because I was like on call, and it never failed. When you plan something, your plans would be changed, or you just couldn't do it. So we put a lot of things on the back burner, and the windows and the siding was one of them. I mean, we've had our house paid off now, and I know we said that as soon as we got our house paid off, we were going to do the windows and siding, 1 year at a time. But it's been paid off now since 2019, September 2019. So after she passed, my husband came in off the road, bless his heart, and he's loving his new job. But he took 2 months off. Just so that we could adjust and figure out our next steps. I think he took it off more or less to support me, because I was lost. Anyway, so he said, let's go to Menards and get these windows. We'll get these windows done. So we did. We went up there. We bought all the windows, one shot. They're beautiful. They're double hung, and I can clean them from the inside. We've got all of them in. We've got 3 left to put in, and that's the bathroom one and the kitchen and the living room, because those windows, and I'll show you when they're done. My living room window is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. My nose is right there. It starts at my nose and it goes up. It's like, I would like a window that I could see out of, even I stand on my tippy toes and my nose is right at the ledge. So I look like the little old lady with the squeegee in the window when I'm trying to see something. The kitchen one is going to be longer because pretty much the same thing. I cannot see out without leaning and standing on my tippy toes. I said it's got to be lower so that I can see out without fighting with it. And the bathroom window, who puts a window in a bathroom? When we moved in here 15, 16 years ago, I couldn't believe that. the bathroom window's right above the bathtub. So you can sit in the bathtub and literally look out the window. And of course that one's going to be, you can literally look out. There's no window or nose at the ledge. You can see right out there. So, covering up the windows all the time. And 15 years. I said, who puts a window in the shower? I should say the shower. So we need a window in there. And we can't put one in on this side of the wall because we're going to extend that eventually. So we're going to put the window over, way over, so that it's not right in front of the bathtub, but yet in the bathroom. And then I got that frosted glass that, you can't see in anyway. It just allows light in. But those are the last 3 that we've got to put in, and then that's going to be done. And then we're going to start our siding. And I remember telling you about that. We're going to do wood siding. We like the idea of that. Even though it's, it's got some maintenance to it. They say vinyl is final, but I think we like the look of the wood. We like that much better. I've been doing a lot. I've been working a lot between the market stand, the garden, and I've had my older granddaughters with me, so that's been fun. But I do a lot of driving for the Amish. I take them around sometimes on longer trips. And so I've been busy. I've been staying busy and staying active. And, there's not a day goes by, though, that I don't think about my mom. And it's like, oh, Mama, what happened here? This wasn't supposed to be how this wasn't supposed to be. It just wasn't. And, of course it never is, And I don't know. I think about her every day. But I know where she is. I know where she is. She's at peace, and she's not suffering, and she's not in any pain. And she's probably screaming at me from beyond because I gained weight. I found out I'm a nervous eater. I never realized that before, but April, let's see, it was in March. Pretty much the whole winter after I got her out of the hospital with COVID. She made it through that, and I got her home, and she started in the hospice. I started to eat and smoke and cry all winter. And oh my goodness, I did so good to lose weight. I lost like 30 pounds, and I was doing so good. And then her cancer came back, and it was like, it blew that right out of the water. Tilt the refrigerator, eat everything that comes near me. Nervous, I'm smoking. It's a good thing it's a good thing I didn't partake in drinking, because I'd been a flaming alcoholic on top of it. That was rough. Anyway, so here I am, 30 pounds back on. Got to start from scratch. That's all right, I'll get it. I've been pretty active though, but yeah, I just ate everything that come near me. And I never realized I was a nervous eater until then. And if you're wondering, I'm drinking iced tea. And I know my husband loves sweet tea. I don't like sweet tea. Ugh. I can't do sweet tea. I just like it plain unsweetened, just plain old black tea. Love it. Perfect. So this year, I'm going to try my hand at pickles again. I have the worst luck with pickles ever. They always turn mushy, and I don't know what I do. I had given up. And my Amish friend, she's like, oh, I got a recipe for you. She said, they'll be beautiful. And then she told me, go ahead and just soak them in the pickling lime overnight. She says it helps them stay crisp. Or salt, whatever. But anyway, my neighbor and I are going to give it a whirl. We got her recipe. I am going to do a video on it because it really is a good recipe. It's sweet garlic dill pickles. And I can't explain it. They are so good. They're not completely dill and they're not completely sweet. They're like sweet and sour. Oh, and they're wonderful. And crispy. Her pickles are crispy. and she uses that pickling lime. So that's what I'm going to do. And this recipe, friends, is an Amish recipe. So I'm going to share it with you. You'll love it. Oh, I thought somebody was here. My husband's home, by the way, and he said to tell you hi, but he's exhausted and he's just sitting in his lazy boy. There's a few recipes I got for some Amish Amish meals and Amish desserts, and oh boy, they're just so good. And I'm gonna share them on my videos. I'm gonna do a video on them. Donuts are the next thing I'm gonna make. I got a good recipe. Actually, it's kind of like cheating. It's a are you out there?
Yes.
Oh. It's a premix for donuts. It's a donut, a pre-made donut mix. There you go. And it makes the most wonderful donuts ever. When we had our bake sale here, we had Kaleva days. So there was, my Amish friends came and we did a bake sale. I mean, we just had a whole shingding going on out here. They were doing pony rides with their horses. They were selling puppies. We had everything going on. We had one of our friends brought over donuts, our Amish friend. And let me tell you, those didn't last long. Those were fantastic. And I said, oh my goodness, I'd love to have that recipe. I would have to share that because those are good. They're better than they almost look like bakery donuts, the same size, but they taste so much better. And she's smiling at me, and I said, what? And she said, well, it's just the pre-made donut mix. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Those don't taste like a pre-made donut mix. Those taste like scratch cooking. So that's going to be another video. I've been cooking like crazy outside. I don't know if you can see out my window. I know it's still nice and daylight. But I got my fire ring out there. I got my table out there all set up finally. And I cook out there all the time. I love cooking outdoors. Fried chicken is the best out there. And I bought another pan. Well, I've been eyeballing a cast iron wok because I use that's pretty much all I use to cook with is cast iron. And I've been eyeballing this wok for like 3 years now, thinking, oh, maybe I'll get it. Well, I kept saying, nah, it's too much. No, it's too much. Because they want like $80 for them. You know, they're not cheap. Well, I saw this pan. It's a 17-inch skillet. It's a deep skillet. And it's got the handles on both sides of it. Beautiful for my fire pit. I bought it. It was $74. And I bought it. And I thought, okay, I'll get this one and I won't get the wok. You know, this one's good enough. I like this one. I can do much more in it. So I grabbed it. And I was down in Clare the other day, and I've used it quite a few times to fry chicken, and I love cooking outside with it. Anyway, I was down in Clare, and I went to what they call the Amish Walmart. It's a country store, but they all call it the Amish Walmart. And I was down there with my friends, and here's the wok. I saw a wok, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's a 14-inch, so it's a nice size. It's a nice size wok. And it was only $50. It was a Lodge, so it was a good, cast iron wok. Boy, I snatched that thing up. I bought it right now, so I come home. So now I got both. I got a wok and a deep dish, huge skillet. You could take that thing camping. I kid you not, and fry breakfast for the whole family in one pan. All at the same time. So that's beautiful. I can't wait for my friend David and my friends Dave and Shannon to see it. Next time I go out to their house, I wanted what he has. He's got like a 5-gallon cast iron cauldron. I think it's like the cauldron, and it has the tripod and everything to go with it. And it's like, oh my goodness, that thing makes you just drool, especially if you like cast iron, you know. But those are like $300, and it's like, oh, there's no way, absolutely no way I'd ever be able to have. That's just gonna stay in the back of my mind as a dream. But I got a video in there on it. We did stir fry in it. And David said that he told me the other day that he's done chili in it for, deer camp, and they've wiped that chili out in 2 days, 2 or 3 days, or 4 days, or something like that. But he said he uses it out at deer camp, and it's fantastic. So maybe someday, but not right now. I got my wok in my other pan. I got all my cast iron, but I don't keep it up there because of the rain. I do keep it all in my house. But I got the one table that my daughter built. Bevy, she built my dining room table, and then she gave me, before she moved to Georgia, she gave me the smaller table. And by the way, she got down there. She's happy. She's in her new home. Little Freya had her first day of school, and it's just exciting. So I'm so glad for her. I miss her, but she's just a phone call away. I talk to her all the time, and then we can do Snapchat, whatever. And I was laughing the other day. My granddaughters help me snip beans, and my neighbor, she's like, well, I'll come and help you snip beans. I says, if you help me snip these beans, because she helped me pick them, and we picked about 3 bushel. That first picking, I bet it was at least 3 bushel. Pretty close. Well, anyway, we were just snipping and snapping away at those beans and talking up a storm. And I said, well, you know what? This, my friends, is the real Snapchat. She says, what'd you call it? I says, I call this Snapchat. Oh, we laughed. Yep. Snapping beans and chatting. That's Snapchat. We haven't put the new greenhouse up yet. We're going to do that this weekend. We got everything ready for it. We went last weekend and got our cattle panels. So we've got everything set, and then we're going to take down the greenhouse. We're going to put the new one up where I showed you where we filled the hole in. So it's like the greenhouse is on this side of my beds out there. We're going to lift it and put it over on this side. So there'll be an empty spot between my chicken coop and those beds out there where the greenhouse used to be. It'd be like taking it and lifting it right up over those beds and setting it right down. It's going to be lengthwise. It's going to be the same size. We were going to do it smaller, but we did have a different plan. But we kind of fell in love with the cattle panel idea. So we're going to do it that way. And we're also going to do a video on it. So we'll explain to you everything. Very easy to put together. And it's not much at all. I think even with the price of everything right now going up, we've got somebody's here? Oh, I'll be right back, friends. Okay, friends, that was a quick minute. It's dark out. That was my neighbor, and she came over because we were going to pick. We picked all our cucumbers, and I have got some huge banana peppers. I can't believe how well those did this year. And my cucumbers are just enormous. I grew Eurekas and Dashers, the great big Eurekas. I believe Eurekas are the slicers, and Dashers are the like the munchers. But I could be wrong. I could be flipped around. Anyway, I forget what I was talking about. I just today I did 18 17 quarts of spaghetti sauce, garden style spaghetti sauce with the chunks of veggies in it. Oh, I love that. I did, and I used a lot of my freeze-dried peppers, the yellow and yellow, orange, red, and green, all different colors. And I used them. I used my freeze-dried onions in there, and it just turns out great. And my freeze-dried celery, so it's great. I love that. I love my freeze dryer. And I know a lot of you have made mention that you'd love to have one. It's too bad they didn't have a layaway program for their freeze dryers, because I bet a lot more people would be buying them, because that is a chunk of change to dole all out at once. I don't know if you can hear my canner in the background, but it started to jiggle. I had to go and turn it down a little bit and set my timer. Anyway, so life is moving on, and my dad is doing okay. I'm sure he's quite lonesome without my mom up there. It seems strange when I go up there to see my dad. It's just like a different world without my mom there. I'm gonna miss her, but I know she's not in any more pain, and she's not suffering anymore. She's set free, and it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's all a part of life, and life has to go on. And she gave me 2 weeks to mourn. I just told you that a little while ago, and then she said I got to get my butt back to work. But I've been busy. I've been trying to keep myself very busy. I think I was telling you about the greenhouse. We're going to be putting that up, and we're going to do a video on that. Yes, in fact, that is exactly what I was talking about. We're putting that greenhouse up, and it is still under $300, and it is a 10 by 20 cattle panel greenhouse with 6 mil plastic. So it's still very, very much affordable. And it'll last for quite some time. I think you only have to change that. I think you only have to change your plastic on your greenhouse I think it's good for 4 years. So when I went down to Claire, to the Amish Walmart, I got all kinds of spices down in there, and they're fantastic. And I redid my spice cabinet and got it all squared away for winter again, and got rid of some of my older spices that I hadn't used, and I got fresh ones up there. So now I can really put together my seasoning blends, and that'll be good. I'm going to run out of room in my pantry too. I've been stocking like crazy. I hope everybody's working on your pantry. Especially if you can take advantage of a sale now, take advantage of it. Because who knows where this is going. And, these prices might rise even more and plateau off. We don't know where it's going. Not any sense of panic, but just keep stocking. Keep stocking and get yourself set up with, a few months of food. I've got a little more than that. I probably got a good year and a half supply. So we're set, and I keep right on it going. But I use my pantry. My pantry is very much a working pantry, so I'm constantly rotating it, using it, and stocking it. It's a never-ending job, and that's fine. That's fine. You want that. You want to keep using it, and you want to turn it into a good working pantry. So I think I'm going to go. I've yacked your ear off enough. I'm exhausted. I was out picking cucumbers and peppers, and my bell peppers are doing good too. And so I'm going to show my neighbor how to do dill pickles tomorrow with my Amish friend's recipe. So hopefully it turns out for us, because like I said before, I have no luck with dill pickles. So friends, I'm going to go for now. I've yacked your ear off enough. There'll be more videos to come, all kinds of stuff going on. I hope you've enjoyed the ones that I've put up so far. And I will see you in the next video. You all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.